lecture, we are going to see the peephole optimization. In this lecture, the contents are what is a peephole optimization, what are the objectives of peephole optimization. So by taking this lecture, the student will be able to understand what is an optimization and what are the different types of optimization and what are the techniques we have used in the peephole optimization. And the outcome of this lecture is, at the end of this lecture, the student can understand how to do the optimization with the code and what are the various techniques we have used in the optimization. So in the last lecture, we have seen what is an optimization. So optimization is nothing but we are going to reduce a code by eliminating the lines of unnecessary code. So by doing this, we can achieve the execution time will be in less and it consumes less memory. So that's why we have used the optimization. And coming to the optimization, we have two different types of optimization: machine independent optimization and machine dependent optimization. In the last lecture, we have seen machine independent optimization and what are the techniques of optimizations also. And in this lecture, we have seen one of the type of machine dependent optimization. So this peephole optimization is one of the machine dependent optimization. And what is the use of this peephole optimization is process of transforming a piece of code and to make it a more efficient without changing its output. So what is an optimization? We are reducing a code. So how to reduce a code? By eliminating the unnecessary lines. So likewise, in the peephole optimization is also we will transform one code into the another code without changing its output. So then what we are achieving from this peephole optimization? Okay, so peephole optimization is nothing but, so we will transform it is a process of transforming a code to make it more efficient without changing its output. So then what we are trying to do with this peephole optimization? So we have tried to minimize or maximize some attributes of an executable computer program. So then coming to the introduction to peephole optimization. So here we are doing the optimization. We have performed the optimization on a small part of code. So then it is performed on very small set of instructions in segment of code. So it will perform on a set of instructions. So then this small set of instructions, we can call it as a peephole or window. Okay, so what is the small part of code we are trying to optimize? So that piece of code, so we can call it as a peephole or window. Okay, so this can be works by recognizing set of instructions, so that can be replaced by shorter or faster instructions. Suppose if you want to perform a multiplication operation, suppose I want to perform a x into 2. So actually multiplication will have the high frequency operator. So now I want to replace this multiplication operator with the low frequency operator. So that means which is having the lower precedence. So then I want to write this expression x plus x. So both are getting a, before optimizing this x into 2, so it will give the output is 2x. After optimizing the code, again it is also gives the same output 2x. Okay, so then before optimizing, we are having an expression with higher precedence operator, which is a multiplication. Okay, so then this can be replaced with lower precedence operator of addition. Okay, so then x into 2 is replaced with x plus x. Okay, so this is one of the optimization technique in the peephole optimization. Now what we are achieving from this peephole optimization? What are the goals of this peephole optimization? So it improves performance. So when we are reducing a code, obviously the efficiency will be more because the execution will be done in less time. So that's why we will improve a performance of that particular code, and it reduces the code size. So what are the multiple statements, what are the redundancy statements, what are the repetitive statements will be in the code, that will be removed from that target code. And by removing these repetitive statements, we can reduce the size of a code, and we will reduce a memory footprint. So these are the goals of peephole optimization and why it is needed. So what is the need of this peephole optimization? After compilation, so actually the peephole optimization will be done on the target code. So machine independent optimization will be done on the intermediate code and peephole optimization will be done on the target code. So after converting into the target code, what are the problems we are having in the target code? So scheduling and allocations. So we will have some mistakes, some flaws in the target code. So those mistakes will be achieved by this peephole optimization. And what are those flaws we are encountered in the target code? So those are scheduling and allocation, and optimizer may not implement every needed transformations. Now, so what is the solution of these problems? So how we are curing this problem? So more work on scheduling and allocation and implement more optimization techniques. By implementing more optimization techniques, we are optimizing the code. So by optimizing the code, we are achieving these problems. We are overcoming these problems. Now, so working flow of peephole optimization. So the bytecode will be given to the parser. After the parser also we can do the optimizer. The optimizer will be done here. So later instruction selector, then scheduler and register allocation will be done. After this peephole optimization will be done, then the code will be generated. This is the flow of peephole optimization. So bytecode, then the parser tree will be constructed. After this again we can do the machine independent optimization. So then the instruction selector and scheduling will be done and register allocation. Then the peephole after the allocation here register, the peephole optimization will be done. So then the code will be generated. This is the flow of peephole optimization. Now, peephole optimization techniques. So these are the techniques we are going to use in the peephole optimization: redundant load and store elimination, and constant folding, and strength reduction, null sequences, and combine operations. So let's see one by one these peephole optimization techniques. So redundant load and store elimination. Already we have done this technique in the machine independent optimization techniques. So once revise this technique. So in this technique the redundancy will be eliminated. Redundancy is nothing but repetitive. Duplication. So what are the statements we have used repeatedly? So then those statements will be eliminated in this technique. For example, the code is y equals to x plus y. This is the code. So this is the code. If you observe this code, so if you observe the second statement and the third statement, so y will be assigned to I, and again y will be assigned to I, then I will be assigned to z. So finally the z value is substituted in the last statement. So if you consider these two statements, some duplication will be done. First y value is assigned to I, again I value is assigned to z. So this can be written directly. So I equals to, we can remove this statement. Okay. So we can remove z equals to I by replacing the y value in the place of z. So that's what I have written. So this is the code before optimizing. This is the code after optimizing. So by eliminating the third statement, so this is the code I equals to y. So directly I can use this y value in the place of z. Okay, so here the duplication is eliminated, deleted from the code. So this is the code before optimization. This is the code after optimization. So by optimizing this, what we have done, the code, the size of the code is reduced here. So before optimizing, the code is having 4 lines. After optimizing, the code is reduced to 3 lines. So by eliminating the duplication, we can reduce the size of a code. So that is the redundant load and store eliminations. Next, constant folding. So if we have any expressions with constants, we are calculating any expressions with constants that can be evaluated in the peephole optimization. Okay, so for example, initial code. So the expression is I have written x is equal to 2 into 3. X is equal to 2 into 3. So now this expression can be calculated, can be evaluated at the time of compilation. So then after optimizing, the expression will be x is equal to 6. So here the constants are folding here. Here I am writing an expression with the constants. So that expression will be evaluated at the compiling. So before optimizing, the expression is x is equal to 2 into 3. After optimizing, the expression is x is equal to 6. Now next, strength reduction. So strength reduction is nothing but, so here the code, the operators of the code will be is replaced by the lower frequency operators. Suppose if we have any higher precedence operators in the code, so those operators are replaced with lower precedence operators. If you observe this example, so the example is y is equal to x into 2. So in this expression we are evaluating multiplication. So obviously multiplication will have the higher precedence. So then that statement, that expression is replaced with addition by writing x plus x, because the addition will have the lower strength comparatively multiplication. So that's why the multiplication operator is replaced with addition operator. Okay, so now y is equal to x into 2 is replaced with y is equal to x plus x, and one more thing, without changing its output. So we are transforming the statements of higher precedence operators with lower precedence operators without changing its output. So both are getting the same output, y is equal to 2x. Before optimizing, the result will be y is equal to 2x. After optimizing is also, the result will be y is equal to 2x. And again, the same expression can be written as left shift x, left shift 1. If you evaluate all these three expressions, all these three are getting same output only. Okay, let us take one more example. So y is equal to x by 2. So this can be written as x right shift 1. Now the next technique is null sequences. If we have any useless operations in the code, so those operations will be deleted in the null sequences. And combine operations. Several operations are replaced by a single operation. If we have multiple operations, those multiple operations are replaced with a single operation in the combine operations technique. Next, flow of control. The next technique is flow of control. So flow of control is nothing but these are the instances in a code where the program control jumps back and forth without performing any task. So unnecessarily the controller will jumps from one place to another place without doing any task. So those controls will be deleted, those jump statements will be deleted by this flow of control statements. For example, the code is move r1, r2, and then go to label 1, and immediately the controller will be coming to the L1. In the L1 also we have written one more label statement, go to L2. So from this the controller will jump to the L2 label. Okay, so then increment operation will be done here. So first move r1, r2. So then I have written go to L1. Immediately the controller will jump to the label L1, In the L1 also I have written one more go to statement, go to L2. So then L2, the controller will jump to the L2. So here the jumping is done 2 times without doing any task here. So directly I can jump to the L2 without writing this statement. So because in this L1 we are not doing any task, simply we are jumping from one place to another place. So those type of statements we can eliminate in this by this flow of control technique. So after optimizing move R1 comma R2, so instead of jumping L1 to L2, L2 to go to L1, then L1 to L2. So instead of jumping to L1, directly I can jump to go to L2. So then the controller will jump to directly L2. Then the increment operation will be done in the L2 label. Okay. So this is the flow of control technique. Then next, algebraic simplifications. So if we have any algebraic expressions, we can simplify in this. So these are the occasions where algebraic expressions made simple. For example, a is equal to a plus 0. So this can be replaced by a itself. So because a plus z, so a plus 0 itself a. One more example, a is equal to a plus 1. So this can be replaced with simply increment a. So because here we are adding by 1. So adding by 1 is nothing but we are incrementing a value. So by writing this statement, simply we can write increment a. So a will be incremented by 1. So this type of algebraic expressions will be reduced, will be simplified in this technique, algebraic simplifications. So these are the techniques we have done in the peephole optimization. So peephole optimization is nothing but, so it is a process of transforming a statement, set of statements into to make a more efficient code. By doing this, we can reduce the size of a code and the usage of memory is also will be less. And we have used more techniques in the peephole optimization to reduce the code. Thank you.